doozy of a day.
A real doozy.
So, Alyssa, after Hurricane Katrina hit and obliterated the coast down here, we lived in Florida for a little bit, okay? And my mom was in and out of the hospital because she just had surgery right before the hurricane came, and they released her the day of so we could evacuate because they were like, "You're fine, just, we don't want you to get stuck here with no power and stuff. You evacuate with your family." Well, she ended up getting like an infection and had to go back in the hospital. And then I don't even remember. I think a whole bunch of other stuff. And then she ended up in the hospital in Miami. And me, my grandmother, and my sister all went down there. And since me being a teenager is like, I'm in a fucking hotel room. I don't want to hang out with my grandma and my sister. So I went down to the hotel lobby in the middle of the night one night with my laptop just to, I don't know, I was downloading music and shit and just, this is the LimeWire days.
Yeah.
And I was just bullshitting with people on AIM and like MySpace and shit. And I'm down there minding my own business. I'm talking to this one girl who I was friends with from school, and we just kind of like reconnected back after Katrina because, it's like, oh shit, you're still alive. Cool. And while I'm sitting there, this guy comes up to me and starts talking to me, and I'm just, just kind of like uncomfortable, awkward. I'm 16 at this point, okay? So I'm sitting there just on my computer, and he's kind of giving me off like really weird vibes, and he was kind of like scaring me, and he was like, he'd go sit down, and he'd just keep staring over at me. And then like he'd get back up, come over and talk to me again and be like, "So who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "I'm just talking to one of my friends back at home," and blah, whatever. And at some point, I don't remember what happened, but he ended up sitting down. He ended up asking if he could use my computer real fast so he could look up the number for something. And me being like, I was, like I said, I was just like scared. I was like, yeah, sure, man. And I got up. And he starts talking to my friend. And she thought I was messing with her when I was like, I'm like, that was not me. I swear to God to you, that was not me. And he wouldn't get off my computer. Well, I'm sorry. That was when I got back on. But there was an event that happened right before I got my computer back. He would not get off of it. He kept like shooing me away. And I went up to the hotel receptionist, and I was like, "Hey, that guy." She's like, "No, I've been watching the whole time." She's like, "I got the cops on their way." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." She's like, "If you want, you can come back here behind the counter and behind the wall." So I'm standing back there watching the cops come in. He's trying to say, "Oh no, I'm on my computer." And I'm like, "That's not your fucking computer, man. It's mine." Yeah. And keep in mind, I'm also illegally downloading music on LimeWire.
You're like, I'm going to fucking prison.
So all these thoughts are running through my head. I'm like, oh my God. But I can't remember what else happened, but it felt like forever. I don't remember how long it was, but the cops eventually arrested him or brought him out or something. I don't know, but told him he had to get off the premises maybe. And I finally got my computer back, and I was telling my friend, and she's like, "No, she's like, what was that about? That was really weird." I'm like, "That wasn't me. That was some guy who got on my computer." She's like, "No." She's like, "Stop lying." I'm like, "No, that really fucking happened. Like, that was not, like, I wish I was joking with you, but that was scary." Yeah, so, and that randomly popped up in my head the other day. I completely forgot about that, but that was scary. I do remember just standing behind the counter and like kind of seeing the wall, and I'd kind of like, kind of poke my head around watching, because I'm like, please no one take my shit. But I think the receptionist, or whatever they're called at the hotel, I think she did tell the cops that was my computer, so they didn't mess with it or anything. But yeah, people are weird, man. And that's one of those,
so scary.
Yeah. It's one of those instances in my life where it made me very distrusting of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never did that again. That was scary.
Dude, that is fucking scary. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Like,
What
thinking
was his was
what's
he,
up
like, older or
our age now.
oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. They had to be like, mid to late 30s. I know he didn't seem like he was 40, but, uh, I'm pretty sure it was like mid to late 30s. Granted, when you're 16, it's like anyone over 25. It's like you're 103, man. Go away, old
Yeah,
man. uh,
damn. I'm
but
like that
yeah,
receptionist now, though, like, if I see anybody talking to a kid, I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing over there?" Like,
yeah,
someone that you know? Like, I am watching.
yeah. Um, Now that I think about it, if I'm remembering back, I think also what prompted her to start paying attention was she saw me look up at her, make eye contact from across the room.
Uh,
It's kind of coming back to me now because like I said, I haven't thought about this. It's been like 20 years. We're at
mm,
the age when we could say 20 years and we were still like,
I know. Not infants.
yeah. But yeah, I remember looking up over the computer screen and just making eye contact with her. And I kind of like looked at the guy, looked back at her, and I saw her staring at me. And I guess maybe that's when she called the cops. And when I thought she was
Mm,
just picking up the phone for someone there. But yeah, very scary, especially to be
it's
alone,
really scary.
and this is like 2 a.m. So my grandma and my sister are upstairs sleeping.
Yeah, they have no idea that you're having this horrific experience.
And they never found out. I
Oh,
never told them because I didn't want to get in
damn.
trouble for her to be like, "You
Yeah,
can't go back
yeah.
down there."
Gosh.
Scary stuff.
And that's what we're here to talk about on the Nightmare Signal podcast. Welcome, everybody.
Hello,
Hello.
I am Derek.
I'm Alyssa, and we're here to tell you to protect your laptops. Watch out for the youth.
Does the younger generation even have laptops anymore outside of like the Chromebook kind of things where there's not really anything on it, just like a glorified tablet?
I don't know. I would imagine not, but
'Cause I feel like most people it's their phones or
mm,
like high-end gaming computers.
oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Interesting, because I know it's a
Yeah,
thing.
laptops do seem like an elderly item. I say as I'm
Yeah,
on my laptop.
me too on mine. I prefer being on the computer doing shit than on my phone. I hate it. Sometimes I feel constrained.
Yeah, me too.
I'd rather
Mhm.
Google something on the computer than on my
Yeah.
phone.
We were talking about this with my sister, like, if you're gonna make a purchase, like, over $100, you need to be, like, on a computer.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just
exact
feels better. You're like, "Okay, I'm gonna make sure everything's okay on a bigger screen."
yeah. I mean, I think it makes more sense because I feel like because the option to have the tabs up, you're like, "Okay, I can bring up the tabs." You can have tabs on
Mhm.
your phone, but on your computer, it's, like,
Different.
easily accessible. On your phone, it's like, "Okay, gotta tap here, go back. Oh, my finger accidentally grazed and I swiped left and it deleted
Mhm.
the page I was on."
Yeah. One time my sister bought this recliner online that I don't know, it was like $500 or something, and we were like, "You did that on your phone? You didn't get on the computer to do that?
That's
You're
so funny.
crazy."
Yeah. I got a story here about, old DR and his cousin once. So, I'm older than them by, like, 3 or 4 years, and when I met them, they were, like they were still in high school, and then, like, it was their last year of high school. It's not like I'm over here hanging out with, like, 10th graders or
You're
something.
the guy with the laptop.
Yeah. No. Um, and once they were in college and everything and, we were technically adults, but they were still going through that phase. They still lived at home with their parents and just, like, they were still
Yeah.
not really an extended youth, but they hadn't really they didn't have to go grocery shopping, didn't have to pay bills. But anyway, I'll never forget the first time. It's 2 instances. Once I ran into them in Walmart and they're like, "What?" They're like, "Yo, D-Rock, what are you doing here, man?" I'm like, "I'm just grocery shopping." "You're grocery shopping? Why are you grocery shopping?" I'm like, "Because I need food." Like, I live on my own, man. Like, And they were like, "Oh, weird." What? Like, I get
Like, the groceries magically appear at my house,
that
it's awesome.
exactly. And then it was a few years later, I was, they're like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing today?" I'm like, "Oh, I gotta go look, I was just looking at I'm going to look at sofas or something. I'm gonna go buy some furniture." They're like, "You're gonna buy furniture?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, why is that so weird?" But it was just those kinda instances with them where I'm like, "Oh my god, guys, come on."
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's just what you talking about the recliner thing made me think of. It was just like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" "What do you mean, why am I doing that?" Oh, man. So today, we were gonna finally talk about 28 Weeks Later.
Yes.
We meant to do this last week, but that episode went a lot longer than we expected. Or maybe she expected it, but I didn't. I don't know. I don't pay attention to how long
Yeah,
I yap.
I'm curious if we're gonna get through, 28 years later in Boner Temple in 1. I'm not convinced we will, but we'll
I
see.
I don't think we will, especially with years. There's a lot to talk about with that one.
Yeah.
So and I think, once we get to Boner Temple, it'll be the same thing. I want to clear up some things from the last episode
Oh,
that
yeah.
I misspoke on or I uh contradicted a couple of things we were saying and to uh fix what I said about the alternate ending. First, the contradiction stuff. We were talking about how people were so trusting in this and I was like, "Oh," we were like, "Oh, it's the times it was in and stuff." And then at some point we were talking about The Walking Dead. I was like, "Yeah, yeah, uh, it's like in The Walking Dead how, they show like how you can't trust people and everyone you run into sucks." And I'm like, "Yeah, there's a different time." No, this was like Walking Dead came out 2 years before after this movie, or like a year. No, we clarified it was a year after the movie. So these,
Well, but that was just the comics, right?
but
Because the
that's
show.
that's what happens in the comics.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Well, for me personally, I wasn't aware of The Walking Dead until the show,
Yeah.
as I feel maybe a lot of people were. So, I don't know if that's a complete contradiction.
Oh no, well, I meant like myself, like the reasoning of
Oh,
why they were more trusting for the time. It's just the fact that somebody in 2002 wrote a comic with
I
those
see, yeah.
kind of characters, and I'm over here, I'm like, oh, they're more trusting because it's the time period. But I thought about it, I was like, oh, that's weird. It's only a year later.
Uh, well, I guess maybe it's like a pre-September 11th, post-September 11th? I
I was
mean, that could be a factor too.
I was just about to say that because that's where my mind went. 'Cause I'm like, well, we did mention 9/11, so maybe that is when things kind of started going downhill.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, but I just
I
wanted
think
to,
that's you overanalyzing, but yeah, that
yeah.
is a good point.
It's just me watching kids' TV shows and movies. I'm like, well, if they do this, how does that happen? You're thinking too much about it, man.
I love that stuff where, like, something will happen and it's like, "Oh, yeah, this proves that fucking 9/11 happened in the SpongeBob universe," or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Have
yeah,
you seen
yeah.
those?
Or like one of the characters is indirectly the cause of it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Squidward caused 9/11. You heard it here first, everyone. But
Handsome or regular? Squidward.
huh?
Oh, I was just being stupid. I was saying handsome or regular
Oh,
Squidward, but I know
regular
it's not real.
Squidward. um, no, you're
I just
fine.
thought about we were watching something and she was like, "That guy looks like the handsome man from SpongeBob," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I realized you meant handsome Squidward. Really funny.
Is the handsome man from SpongeBob. Uh,
Like, what?
David Hasselhoff from the movie?
Okay, sorry. You're getting us back on track.
No, you're good, you're good. Look, you know me. I like going off track. Meow, detour, go straight through the woods. Um, no, and then the other thing I was gonna say was about the alternate ending. I had said it was Jim, but even as I was saying it last week, I was like, wait, was it Jim or was it Frank? And it was Frank. So Jim was gonna kill Frank, and then something happens, and then they end up tying up Frank
Mm.
and like covering his head and stuff because they want to try to figure out a way to fix him. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And then they make it to some research facility, which turns out to be the place from the beginning of the movie. And they're
Uh,
looking around there and stuff, and they find a guy locked in a room. It's like a storage room, and he won't come out. And he eventually, so a bunch of shit happens, and then he's trying to Jim's trying to get to know him, get to come out. So Jim's just it's just like a whole scene of just Jim by the doors, like, all right, well, I'm gonna stay here until I get your name right. And he's like, what's your name? He's like, John, James, Jeremy, David. I knew a David once. And then you just kind of like, you sit there and you get to know a little bit more about Jim, about his life. And he's like, when I was in primary school, blah, blah. And it's just this whole
oh, wow.
thing where he's just talking this guy's head off. And then it comes to a point where they find, where he mentions that the guy behind the door mentions there's a cure. And they're like, well, what's the cure? They're like, he's like, complete blood transfusion. He's like, but the thing is like, it's, the other person won't live. And pretty much Jim sacrifices himself for complete blood transfusion. Frank comes back to life, and Jim is laid out on the table twitching, and, because he's got the rage virus now. And the movie goes to cut. And when the camera pans out, it's this wide shot of him laying on the table, like twitching and, snarling, and all the TVs come on around him, and it's all like wars and shit, like newscast stuff, and that's where the movie ends.
Oh.
Yeah, but they decided not to go with the ending because they're like, how the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah.
They question themselves, and I'm like, okay, cool. At least you guys are that aware.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, and then like I said, there was the ending where Jim dies, and it's just Selena and Hannah who live at the end. But I like the one where it's all three.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. But yep, that's all I had for that. I just wanted to clarify some things and, fix some stuff I misspoke on.
Well, I guess we can dive into 28 weeks later.
I guess. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, this one, it is my least favorite, but I still like it.
Mhm.
I still, enjoyed it, and I know you have some opinions on it, which I'm interested to hear. So we have 28 Weeks Later, directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo, and it was released in 2007. So, God. Okay. So during the initial rage virus outbreak in Britain, we have Dawn, who I'm gonna be calling Dumbass Dawn sometimes
Dumbass
because
Don.
I fucking hate him. Dipshit Dawn, Dick Dawn, whatever you feel. But he and his wife Alice and some other survivors are sheltering in a cottage outside of London, and they hear a little boy screaming outside. And Alice is like, "We gotta let him in," you know. And Rock, I wanted to ask you, what would you do as a parent? Would you let this little person in the house?
I would, because it would be guilty conscience knowing that
Yeah,
he'd probably die, because if he was infected, he would have changed by that point. But
true.
it's like, regardless of if they would have let him in or not, the infected
That's
still
true.
would have showed up. So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
uh, as a parent, yeah, I would have. but I completely understand where Don was coming from in that situation though, where he's like, "No, we can't open the door." Just because it's like
Yeah,
they were already boarded up and they're like, "We don't wanna, what if they're right there behind him?" Which they were.
yeah,
Um, I mean, like, me now, I don't know, I think I always would just because, like, that whole,
same.
you know
Yeah, you're like, it is a child, but I guess, like, I can see, like you said, where Don's coming from because we find out that this couple do have 2 children, and they were sent over, I think, to America on a
Y
field trip,
yeah.
and so they're not there witnessing any of this. So, maybe he's thinking we need to be alive for our kids, so we can't risk taking in this random kid, which
Yeah.
is fair too, but yeah, I'm with you. I think, being a little kid in distress like that, I would be like, "Okay, come on." If it was an adult, it would be way easier to be like, sorry." But
Yeah.
a kid,
Yeah.
like, an adult,
I would've been talking to him through the
fuck.
door. I would've just been like
Yeah,
I would've been like, "Hey, how close are they? Dude, you gotta get
yeah,
out of here. We can't let you in. We don't have room. If they're right behind you, they're gonna be in this house. You gotta go. There's a barn. Go climb up to the top. They can't get you." It's like, just please don't bring them here.
yeah, that shit was crazy. But like D-Rock said, yeah, the infected follow him. And they're breaking down the door, coming in, and there's a whole scuffle. People are trying to hide, um, trying to kill them. And at one point, Dawn is like, "We gotta leave that boy. Like, come on, we're going." And he refuses to do that. He's, you know, an honest person, unlike Dick Dawn. And she ends up getting cornered with the boy in a room with some infected, and Dawn just fucking locks her and the boy in there and runs down the stairs like a fucking coward.
So, this isn't me defending me like, "Oh, oh, yeah, fuck that. Yeah, leave your wife." She kinda put herself in that position because
She did.
she's a grown ass woman who coulda grabbed that boy and fucking drug his ass and be like, "Dude, we gotta go. Stop
That's true, yeah.
running and hiding and doing what you're doing." But also from Don's point of view, it's like, if he goes in, they're all
That's
fucked.
true.
And because
Yeah.
it wasn't just one coming in, they were all downstairs running up.
Mm.
And again, I'm not trying to justify what he did, but it makes sense in
It
that
does
thing.
make sense, I just hate him, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, I got you, I got you. I Later on, whenever we get there, I have opinions about his it's just the main decision he made, initially after everything gets cleaned up, but we'll get there. Um, yeah, with that, it's like it's one of those things where I guess it makes you think. It's that kinda like,
Yeah,
what would you do in this situation? And you could tell he didn't want to, 'cause
yeah.
he did look back and he just but you can see the anger in her eyes, but it's like, "Lady, if he comes in that room to help you, like, y'all are all dead, and then if you were worried about your kids, at least one of y'all need to get out," you know?
Yeah, and I do think I mean, maybe they have this discussion within the movie and we just don't see it, but if I were in that position, I think you would have to have discussions with the other people you're bunking with, like, "What would we do in this situation?" And, like, if you're the one that brings in an outsider and it goes wrong, then I feel like, you have to be the one that kind of, like, takes care of it or maybe sacrifices yourself if it does go wrong.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
know,
"This was your fucking idea. You gotta get eaten."
because how many days into it was this? Because I know this is the initial outbreak, but it's like, have they really
Mm.
had that much time to really understand what's going on outside of
Yeah, that's true, and they were in a cottage, so maybe they didn't have access to news as much.
Yeah, I guess, it seemed like the parents made their way there because they were in the bigger cities
Oh,
where their
yeah, you're
house
right.
was, so maybe those 2 were on the run and, their
Yeah,
idea was like, "Let's get to the least populated areas." I
yeah.
don't know. This is just again, this is my brain trying to make up reasons of why it would make sense.
Ugh. Yeah, Don ends up getting out. He runs across this very scary field with infected chasing him, and yeah, it's just so unnerving seeing them go full force running as hard as they can, you know? Ugh,
This this
creepy.
scene is, like, the best opening 10 minutes of a movie ever. Like,
Really good.
when I saw this, chills, like, goosebumps. I was just like, because that the theme starts playing that I was talking
Mhm.
about last
So you're a
episode.
sucker for the theme.
Yep. Oh, trust me, I am. I was watching a lot of stuff where they threw the theme over it before this just to kinda get myself in the headspace.
Mm.
There's a Walking Dead video I need to send you where I'm like,
Oh.
"This is what the show felt like when it came out, and this is how it needed to
Uh,
be." Because it took all the later season stuff, but put it to that track, and they'd all tied it together, even, like, flashback scenes from later in the season, they synced it up with the first episode, and it was just fucking dope.
that's cool.
Like, like, the first episode is small tangent. First episode's, like, Rick walking out of the walking through the hospital looking at everything. He looks over, he sees bullet holes on the walls. He's seeing all this stuff that's sitting in certain places. But then, like, later on in the season or one of the other seasons, there's a flashback of Shane's point of view, and it's him going through the hospital, locking Rick in the room. He's running down the hallway. He looks over. He sees the army guys just, they say, fuck it. And they just start killing, all the people because, I guess, I don't know. It doesn't make sense in that world because if you die, you come back. It's not a
Mhm.
rage virus. Anyway, it shows the bullets, and then the army people getting attacked and their guns are spraying everywhere. And so the bullet holes on the wall, then it cuts to the first episode where Rick is looking over and it's the same bullet holes on the wall. So the way they
Oh,
synced it up was fucking dope. So I'll have to send that to you, but
yeah.
it just makes me angry that that's not what we got in later seasons.
Mhm.
But anyway, this opening 10 minutes is like the most chaotic, intense, like, hold your breath, like, moment of this movie. I mean, there are some
Mm,
other ones, but this, and there's a reason why. Because I don't know if you notice the beginning of this movie, it feels like it fits the rest of the movie, but it feels like it goes better with the first one with the way it's cut and shot and stuff.
mm.
You wanna know why? Because
They
this is
shot it with the first one.
no, Danny
Oh.
Boyle came back and did the beginning of this movie.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he came back, shot the beginning. He was doing Sunshine as well, one of his other movies that I have yet to see. I was looking it up last night. You can only rent it, but, I'll
Oh.
figure out a way to watch it.
Arg.
Um, but yeah, he wanted to give this one off to the new guy, see how somebody else can expand on the universe.
Mm.
Alex Garland wasn't very happy about that. He's not happy with what they did, but it's still canon. You find out later on, but we'll get there. But yeah, uh, that's just what I want to say about this was I love this intro and it lives rent free in my brain.
Mhm.
Uh, I mentioned last week how when I was in England, whenever we'd be on the trains, I'd look over and see the farmlands like that. And I swear to you, this, like, I was seeing that out there. And
Oh, yeah.
what you said about, like, him running and, like, those motherfuckers going full fucking force, full speed
Mhm.
is just, dude, I don't know what it is, but something about these movies, the way they capture these infected, like, they're fucking scary. And it's not just like
Yeah,
normal,
they are.
oh, zombies scary. Yeah, oh, I get bit. No, this is like next level nightmare fuel shit. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's so good. I love it. I love it. And I'm back and forth with this movie because when you get to my opinion later, I get, watching stuff about it earlier before we recorded, I was coming back around and I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
but, uh, but yeah, you said you left off with him running. He was running to the boat.
Yeah, so he ends up getting on a boat, looks back up at the house, and he sees Alice in the window, and I think her hand is up there, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, she's gonna die."
Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. I think when he gets out of the does he look? Because I know he looks back twice, and the second time she wasn't there, so maybe it was he got on the
Mm,
boat, looked back and saw her. Because he looks back again when he's like, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" I'm like, "Yeah, bro! Oh shit!" That man's a
yeah.
phenomenal actor, though. Like he really sold being scared in that
Mhm.
scene. And then even later on in the movie, when all fucking hell breaks loose, like he is fucking menacing.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Really is.
alert: he gets bit. Well, no, he doesn't get bit, but he gets infected in a really funny way.
Yes. Crazy way. Um, so then we're cutting to 28 weeks later. We find out that any of the infected have died of starvation because they are still people. So,
And they hint
um,
at that at the ending of the first one, where they're all laying on the bridge, like kind of dying before we see where Jim, Selena, and Hannah are.
oh.
Mm-hmm. Because that the one was
Oh,
like,
yeah, because 'cause
yeah,
they're walking yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I forgot about that when they're on the bridge. Um, so now US-led NATO forces have brought living people into a protected zone in London, and we see Dawn and Alice's 2 children, Tammy and Andy, arriving back in the country from a trip, and now they're in this really heavily guarded safe zone.
Okay, this,
Uh,
this is where I want to stop you real fast. This is where I think Don is a fucking idiot. Leave the fucking country, move to the US with your children. Don't bring them back here. Oh, it's fine, it's
right.
safe, quarantine. No, the fact you still have to say it's the quarantine zone, which means outside of that? No, dude.
Yeah, it's been a fucking month. Like,
6 months,
what
I
the
think.
fuck?
Oh, a month since they quarantined it. My bad. Cool, because 28
Oh, wait, oh,
weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
weeks, yes. Oh, yeah, I got used to saying a month in the last one. Yeah, you're right, it has been a while. But still, like,
Yeah.
wait, like, 5 years if you're gonna go back. I mean, this seems very fresh. I agree
Mm.
with you.
And
I
I
said
feel
the
like,
same thing.
and even with all the military there, I still feel like they weren't doing enough. It's like, you shouldn't let anybody back in the country. You should be like getting them away until you are 100% sure this is gone. Like,
Yep.
y'all, this is where y'all fucked up.
Mhm. Definitely. Ugh. Uh, one of the funny things, um oh, let me back up a minute. So, they're doing the kids' vitals and checking everything, and we see a woman checking Andy's eyes, and he has kinda, like, 2 different color eyes, and the person checking him in is like, "Oh, that's really cool, that's interesting, blah, blah, blah." So, we get some foreshadowing for something gonna happen later. But they end up going back to Don's apartment, and this is kind of a cool little side note. So, Tammy is opening like, a care package from the government, and it has different supplies and whatever. And it has a T-shirt, and she takes it out, and it's a purple T-shirt. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's kinda like my 28
Oh,
days
shit.
shirt that I got." And so I thought, "Is this gonna be some kinda thing within the movie where, like, purple shirts mean something?" But I'm sure it's just coincidence, or maybe the person that made my shirt remembered a purple shirt, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Huh.
That's kinda funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I kept waiting for it to, like, come back into
Yeah.
play, but it didn't,
It,
so
it could just be coincidence, honestly, because
probably, yeah.
I feel like the color grading for this is usually red and
Mm,
more red.
yeah. It's a br so the kids are really upset about their mother because yeah, it hasn't been very long,
Oh, because he's
and
also explained to them what happened. Or were you getting to that? I'm sorry.
yeah,
My bad. Okay, I'll shut up.
yeah. So they asked dumbass Don about it, and he fucking lies to their face and says their mom couldn't be saved, and the way that he says it, he omits a lot of details. I mean, I guess technically he's right, she couldn't be saved, but he leaves some things out.
I think to not upset the kids any more than they're already upset because they
Yeah.
lost their parents. Because I mean, like, you kind of have to dance around certain things. I know I've done that with my boys with some stuff, you know. Um, I can't think of anything at this point in time to compare it to, but there's nothing, nothing that intense. But I mean, sometimes you get, you kind of have to with kids because you don't know, you don't want to fuck them up. Like, yeah, I watched your mom get brutally fucking murdered by some rage zombies. I
True,
just
I guess,
left her.
yeah, I was kinda thinking more of just, like, he didn't wanna sound like the bad guy, so he left out some details so
Yeah,
that he was kinda more innocent.
I think it was a mixture of both.
Maybe
He
it
didn't
just
want
saved
the
him.
Yeah, he didn't want to know what it was, but also he didn't want to give too much details. Oh, we were with a bunch of people. We let a little boy in and, all hell broke loose and it was just
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
So
Again,
the kid
sorry, I was gonna say just again, this it's just this kind of stuff. It's the kind of stuff that makes you question of like, what would I do in that situation?
Yeah,
Which is what I think
definitely.
is good in the movie.
Mhm, I agree. So the kids are they're upset and they miss their mom, and Andy realizes that he doesn't have a picture of their mom. So for whatever fucking reason, these kids decide that they're gonna break out of the safe zone and travel to their house and get a picture of their mom. Ah!
God, dude. First off, these kids are fucking stupid. What was Don doing? He went to work or some shit? It's like, bro, no, like you need to
Yeah.
keep y'all need to keep an eye on your fucking kids. Second, the shot of them riding through everything though was really fucking dope. I really liked it. I really liked the way,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she gets a little Vespa or something
yeah,
from a pizza place, and that
they
was
they drive through town and you just see everything all fucking dilapidated and shit, and
mm,
it's really cool. It's I love the apocalyptic look of this movie and just I guess you could say apocalyptic, but as like sad as it is and it sucks, it's still beautifully shot. It's like one of those things
yeah.
where it's like, oh, even though this is dark and grim, it's still beautiful in a way,
Mhm.
But yeah, when they left, so fucking annoying. And I don't know if you'd, we didn't mention this before, but like, there is military guards around the top, like snipers and stuff,
Oh.
always watching everything. It's not just the surveillance cameras, so they are seen leaving. I don't know if you were about to say that. If you did, I'm just trying to circle back.
I guess I didn't. Oh, yeah, you're right, because aren't they like, "Alright, person leaving,
Yeah,
check send out the guards."
yeah,
I feel like it takes a while.
because right when the kids get there, Jeremy Renner's character Doyle is is watching them. He sees the kids coming in and just kind of. I guess like another foreshadowing thing where it's like, oh well, he's gonna have some kind of weird connection to these kids. Got to
Mhm.
protect these
Yep.
two in particular. Nobody else.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, were they the only kids?
Yes, yes, you're right, because
That's right.
someone does tell Andy you're the youngest person on the island now.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think they're the two. Yeah. Okay. Cool. 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 So that's why. Okay. So that does make sense now. Why he was watching them. But anyway, Doyle's got a homeboy who flies around in a helicopter. That's literally all he does in this movie. He's the helicopter guy. Every time
Yeah.
you see him, he's just up in the air. Does nothing else. Never walks. Nothing. Just always sitting
Yeah,
in
you're
that.
right. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Even the one
Yeah, but
scene
they
he's landed in, he's in the helicopter sleeping.
yeah, you're right, he is. They're like, "Okay, just so everybody knows, we know someone with a helicopter." Just really, really remember, there's a helicopter accessible in this movie.
Yep. Uh, and then I don't remember when this happens. I feel like this happens before the kids get there. Maybe it's after. Whenever they're like looking around, like the snipers, generally what they do to keep themselves occupied, they're like, "Oh, let's see what's on TV," and they just kind of like people watch, which is It's
Oh, yeah.
it's creepy, but, like, they're not doing it in, like, a creepy, like, "Oh, yeah, look at her," kinda way, but it's like a,
Uh,
"Look at this goofball." Well, he does look at that one couple, but he just kinda,
yeah,
like, laughs and just goes about his business. It's not like he was watching it like, "Yeah."
true. Yeah, they use some military-grade binoculars to spy on people in their apartments.
Yep, yep, yep. But yeah, sorry, the kids go t try to find their house on their little Vespa to go, "I need a picture
Yes.
of my mom."
So, we get to the house, they get the picture, and for some reason, the kids end up splitting up. Can't remember why, but Andy's just walking around exploring, and he finds Alice, their mom, and she's not infected. She's kinda weird,
Like
but
like crazy cat lady weird.
yeah, she's a little bit off, but he's happy she's alive. So, around this time, the military comes in, finds them, and, of course, dumbass Dawn is like, "How could you sneak out?" But they all get taken back to military base so that they can check them out, and that's where we meet Scarlett, and she's a high up military official, like a medical person, and, she's doing her medical person stuff and realizes that the thing we mentioned earlier about them having 2 different color eyes, basically something with that makes them an asymptomatic carrier of the virus. So
Yeah.
Scarlet is the one that figures that out, and, I do have to say something about Scarlet. So it took me a minute of watching this, but she plays Helen in Bridesmaids, which is
Oh.
one of my favorite movies. And her character is just so fucking different. Because in this movie, she's, like, really smart and, to the point. She's on a mission, gotta save the world. And then in Bridesmaids, her character's name is Helen, and she's just like, "Yeah, I'm a rich lady, I love throwing parties." Well, that was very different.
I haven't seen Bridesmaids in a very long time to remember how she was in that movie, but that's funny. It is always weird seeing people play one kind of character, and then that's what you know
Yeah.
them for, and they go to something else. You're like, "Oh, this is
Like,
this
"Oh,
is
this is
different."
totally different." But I think it's around this point that she realizes that, Andy and the mom have the same eye thing, and she's kinda like, "Oh, shit. These kids and the mom could be a way to figure out the virus and maybe get people immunity." And I think that Scarlett is wanting to keep the mom there, but one of the officials is like, "No, we need to release her," or, like, they're not really cooperating with Scarlett, and she's on to something big, but I don't know, they're just like, "Be quiet, you're a woman, I'm a big man, we're not doing that."
I'm
Oh, I
listening,
thought
I'm
you were
sorry.
gonna say
No,
something.
no, no, I'm listening, I'm sorry.
So, meanwhile, we have dumbass Don, and he is very consumed with guilt since he just fucking left her. And, he has all these key cards to get in places because he works for the military now, or at least, you know, contractor with them. So, for some reason, they have left Alice unguarded in this room, and she's chained down to a bed. Not chained, but, medically chained down. And, he's gonna go visit her. So, he does that, they talk about what happens, and they decide they're gonna have a little kissy. And kind of a gross kiss, we see strings of spit, I'm not a fan of that at all, but important for the story, uh, because Dawn starts fucking freaking out because he has been infected with the rage virus.
Which this scene goes from, like, it's supposed to be kinda like, in a way, sweet romantic because he's seeing his
We're back
wife.
together.
Yeah, and then it just, like, it yeah, he gets infected and then he goes and does what he does, and it's like him changing. I'm sorry, he's such a good actor in this. Like once he
Yeah.
becomes like changing into the infected, and once he becomes it, oh my god, there are scenes where he's just standing and just staring.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like I don't know what else you're in, but you're fucking intense, bro.
And he's somehow just, like, everywhere that the kids are all the time. You just look over and he's there staring, like, "What the
Mhm.
fuck?"
I saw a comment on a video I was watching earlier, and they were like the most one of the most terrifying things of this movie is how smart Don was as an infected, and it was like
Oh,
that is
mhm.
true. They were like he's like one of the and someone commented and was just like spoiler alert. If he would have lived long enough, he probably would have become an alpha. Like he would probably been,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, when he changes, it's just like, oh man. But this is when shit hits the fucking fan, and this is the first 10 minutes is what I like, and then right when Don gets infected and everything forward, I fucking love up until we get to the night vision subway, and then I have stuff to say about that when we get there.
Yeah, for sure. That one was really annoying. So, yeah, Don breaks out of this room, and he's going on a killing rampage, and somewhere along the way, Scarlet finds the kids, and she decides she's gonna hang on to them because she knows that they could have a key to the cure.
Actually, let me interrupt real fast. So the kids are in a holding room where they were at, waiting for
Oh,
their
yes.
dad to come get them or to come back or something. I don't know. And they hear the alarms going off. The lights are flashing and flickering. The one army guy walks up. It's okay. I'll be right back. No, he goes to walk through the door, and as he walks through the double door, the infected come in and fucking annihilate his ass. And uh, he runs back in to the room with them and scares the fuck out of the kids. Slams his head on the glass, and I think he runs off. And the kids try to escape, and that's when Scarlet shows up, like off screen. You see her blast one of them in the
Mm,
head, and she comes in. We gotta go. But I just didn't want to leave that part out because that part was really cool. Like I said,
yeah.
everything at this moment, the red flashing lights, just it's so like disorienting and just chaotic. It just makes you feel like you're like, oh my god, this fucking sucks. And then
Yeah.
where this leads to after where they end up when she gets the kids is just like that's the worst place to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So they're underground, I guess, in this
Yeah,
military thing,
it's like an underground kind of bunker thing.
and so people, hear the alarms and freak out, and so this area just gets, like, flooded full of people trying to get out, and they have to make their way out and stay together, and that's really difficult. Um, I didn't put a lot of detail on this part, so if you want to
Oh, okay,
take
my
over,
bad.
you definitely can. No, you're
uh,
good.
so this part, like Alyssa said, they go down to this underground bunker where everyone's at. If I remember correctly, this is more of like like a hurricane bunker shelter. So when a storm's coming, everyone get down here. I think this was like like a backup plan. Like, oh, if infection starts to spread, get all the uninfected down here and everyone hides. But everything happened so fast, got so chaotic, no one could keep track of, you know, if anyone was infected or not. But when I say these people are shoulder to fucking shoulder. It's like being at a concert, like a massive 1,000-person concert. It looks like, and they are like sardines in there, and the fucking infection just starts spreading. All hell breaks loose. Scarlet and Imogen Poots, what's her name in this movie? Tammy, you said.
Timmy.
Uh, they lose Andy. They lose Andy, and Andy's like crawling around on the ground, trying not to get stepped on and shit, while all these adults around him are getting infected. bunch of crazy shit fucking happens, and at some point he ends up in the vents at the top. But
Mm.
him and Scarlett are separated. Him, Scarlett, and Tammy are separated for now. And then I don't remember what happens here. Like, I know he gets out at some point, but I don't know where your next bit of notes go. I don't want to.
It was just kinda gonna be that they discover that they get out of the subway and discover that pretty much everybody's gonna be killed. Like, the military has decided you see someone, you execute them.
That's what it was.
So, they're
They
kinda hiding.
they open the doors. They're like, open the doors, let them out, shoot, any infected that you can. And all these people, like hundreds of people running out, and they're picking off the infected, but it gets to the point where we're like, I can't tell who's who anymore. It's
Mhm.
chaos down here, guys. And then the military guy, is it is it Idris Elba or
Doyle.
Idris Elba? Regardless, I like him as an actor, and this was the first movie I ever saw him in. Fun
Mm.
fact: he plays an American military like sergeant. He's he's British.
Oh.
So when I found that out, I was like,
Like,
oh,
let
that's
me do
weird.
my American accent.
um, but yeah, he tells them all. He's like take anything that moves out, and they start taking him out. And Jeremy Renner, his character, is like the one who seems to have the most morals, and he keeps holding back from shooting some people, but then I think he does shoot some at first, and then once he sees Andy running out there, he starts
Mhm.
helping him out. And at this point, while they're doing all this, the infected have made their way up the stairs to the top of the buildings where these snipers are, starts taking them out. And Doyle takes it upon himself. Well, I gotta get down there. So he makes his way down there to go help them, help, I guess, to help get Andy and stuff. But uh, while everyone's being taken out, Andy's hiding behind something. And he looks over and he sees this one skinny guy who's just like, over here, and waves him over because they're hiding inside of like a warehouse thing, I think. And Andy makes his way over there. He closes the door. They're hiding, and he's walking around this room, this warehouse room. And what annoys me is all this is just happening. Why are some people? I get what it's supposed to imply, but I don't know the reasoning of why. Like, some of the people are kind of shambling around like they're slow zombies. Like, there's one
Oh.
person who's kind of like slowly like dazed looking around, but it doesn't make sense for like how long they've been hiding in this room. It's like you think that everyone would be sitting and hiding behind the boxes. But a couple of people are just like standing around in movies like, "Oh, supposed to make you scared, like, oh, are there infected in here?" But it's like, "No,
Yeah,
that's
I
not."
didn't notice that at all. Um, I don't remember noticing that. As you were talking, I was kinda thinking maybe they're just overacting
Oh,
because I
that's
feel like that
probably
is.
what it was.
Yeah, it's like when something crazy happens and you're just like, "I'm trying to get my brain around it," so maybe they're just
I guess.
overacting that.
I don't know, it's one of those things, again, me, where my brain goes to I start picking up little things, I'm like, "That background actor sucks."
Oh.
You should look up the compilations of background actors doing dumb things.
Oh,
Like, where they're
man,
like, "Alright,
yeah,
in
those
this
are
scene,
fun.
you gotta run, but keep running." And you see everybody running, but then you see the one background actor just stop, turn around, and just watches the rest of the filming. But it's like, "You're supposed to be getting out of here. What are you doing?"
Dude, my favorite one is in Twilight. The kids are supposed to be playing hacky sack, but they don't actually have a ball, so they're just, like, miming playing
Oh,
hacky
yeah,
sack.
I forgot about that.
Good one.
Or the background actor whips out his wiener in, the werewolf movie, Michael J. Fox he becomes
Teen
like a
Wolf?
werewolf. Teen Wolf. Is that what it is? Yeah, yeah, Teen Wolf, yeah. Yeah, there's a guy in the background whips out his wiener, and they missed it up
What? I
until,
didn't
like,
know
years
that.
later, and then I think they removed it, but yeah, there's a thing where, like, he just fucking whips it out and just starts spinning it.
Whoa, yeah, I didn't know that.
It's crazy. Um, but while Andy's inside this warehouse thing, he finds Scarlett, and Tammy. And, they're like, "Oh, you're so alive, blah, 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 blah." And I think while Andy's running around, he sees his dad because he mentions to Tammy, he's just like, "I saw dad. He's one of the infected." And at this point, they don't know that he's the one who started it. But yeah, so they're here, and I think someone says, "Oh, we can't stay here forever." And, what do we do? And then that's when Doyle shows up and they're like, "Oh, fuck, the army guy's here," but he's like, "No, fuck this." Cause I think Scarlett's like, "What are you doing from your post?" He's like, "Do you want to get out of here? Cause if you want to get out of here, come with me." And I want to say just like a handful of people went, and you already know when they have like these characters, you're like, "Oh, they're just fodder." Just the side ones that
Mhm.
go with them. And this one dude, this one poor guy, the one who waved Andy over, they let him last a good while.
They did, yeah.
And then they just fucking use him as bait.
Oh my gosh. Well, we find out that he's kind of a scaredy cat,
Yeah.
'cause there's a point where Doyle is gonna take out one of his fellow military people, a sniper, because he realizes he's kind of a weak shot, so he's like, "Go as a distraction, and then I can come out and shoot him," and the guy is hesitating, and I don't wanna do it, so fucking Andy does it, He's
Andy
just
just
like
fucking gets up and books it. He's like, "All right."
yeah, that was crazy, so yeah, that's the first kinda peek we get of that guy being a little, timid. And I think it's around this time that Scarlett tells Doyle these kids could, have the secret to helping figure this out, and
Yeah.
it's my mission to protect them with my life, and he agrees.
Yeah. Um, and I think right after this is when he gets in touch with his buddy, helicopter man. uh, who's like, "Yo, Doyle, you gotta get out the city, bro. They're gonna blow that shit up." And he's like, "I got
Uh,
people with me. No, I'm only picking you up. Meet me here."
so this is one of the things that kinda irritates me about this movie. Doyle never tells Flynn why he has other people.
Yeah.
That fucking drives me nuts about this because context matters. If you're saying, "Hey, I don't know if Scarlett's a doctor, but she's high up medical official." If you
Yeah.
have somebody saying, "Hey, these kids are important, they have the secret to this." But I guess, Flynn is just a rule follower. I'm not breaking any orders, but still, I feel like if you gave him that piece of context, maybe this could have turned out differently.
Yeah, but I'm also wondering if maybe Doyle just like, this is my buddy Flynn, like in his mind, he's a good person. So he's like, no, he's going to take the kids. But when he starts, like, "Oh, I'm not going to take them," he's just like, "No, you're going to fucking take them when I get there."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, maybe it was just too chaotic and like he just didn't have time because it had to be quick,
Mm,
because they couldn't really sit there and explain. It was like, "Hey, man, meet me here." I don't know. Again, this is me just trying to find maybe reasons or maybe just so where the plot can go, continue.
yeah, maybe so, but I'm like, "Just tell them!
Yeah.
Tell them about the children." Nobody does that the whole movie, so I'm, like, knocking over my microphone as I'm flailing my hands around. Yeah, they meet up with Flynn, and they're supposed to be getting on the helicopter, um, and Flynn's not gonna take him. Um, and Doyle, refuses to abandon the other people, so this is, I think, where we get the part that you're talking about with the, scaredy cat guy. He gets used as bait.
Mhm.
Flynn is going to leave on the helicopter, and the scaredy cat jumps and is hanging on I don't know what it's called.
Just
Maybe the
the
thing you use to get up there in the helicopter?
it's the legs that the helicopter sits on, and he tries to get in, but I think Flynn goes to knock him out, and he falls and catches because as this is happening, Flynn's taking off, and scaredy cat guy's hanging on to the thing, uh, to the legs. I thought maybe not, but I don't know. He's hanging on for his life, and that's when Flynn's like, "Get off!" And this is where I did not remember this at all, but it made me really hate Flynn because he's like kicking the guy, and he's like, "Get off!" And he's like, "Pussy!" And then like kicks him, and he drops, or he says something like that, something degrading, and I'm like, "This man's trying to live. Like, why are you like
Yeah.
being such a dick?" Like, it's just meathead army guy. I don't know. It's beef I have, and I'll get there with, my issue with this movie. I didn't like the route they took. But
Uh,
yeah, this scene, it just made me mad with the way Flynn reacted. But we did get one of the most badass fucking scenes ever. VFX wise, doesn't hold up as much as it did when I
I was
first
still
saw
on
it.
board.
But again, the other most iconic scene from this movie, Flynn's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got this," because Doyle and the kids and everybody, Scarlett and all them are trying to get away. This man fucking takes his helicopter, flies it sideways, and just chops up all the fucking infected running with the blades. It is the dopest looking thing ever.
It was really cool, which, like, as we're talking about it now, how did none of that blood get on him and turn him? You know? I feel like it
Yeah,
would've, but
well,
that's fine.
the blades are way out here, and it's probably maybe it's like the way the trajectory of where it's blowing, since it's going so
Maybe
fast,
so.
it's
Who
whipping around
knows?
in front of him, and it's going behind the helicopter rather than, spinning around. Like the wind's blowing it away.
True, but I don't know, I could just see some rogue splatter getting in there.
Yeah, now how did everyone else not get it in their mouth?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the poor scaredy cat man, he ends up losing his grip and falls into the pit of infected,
Yep. Dies, and then that's when
but he's
Flynn
the
takes him
the
out.
first one out. Yeah.
Poor man, just only there for as fodder. I don't like it when they do that with characters because you can always see it coming. It's like, oh, they introduced this
Uh,
random guy and they're not giving us any context about him. He's like not gonna last long.
yeah, that's what I liked about Primate, because there's a character that you think, "Oh shit, he's gonna be in it this whole movie." He's the first one to
Yep.
go, like, silently, like, "Oh shit, okay."
Oh man, I need to rewatch that movie. I was thinking about that
Yeah.
yesterday. I watched George of the
Mhm.
Jungle yesterday.
Oh, with Brendan Fraser?
Uh huh. I watched it to see if, does this still hold up? Is it as
Oh.
like funny as I remember? I don't want to say good, but as funny as I remember, or is it just nostalgia glasses? It's to me, it still hits the same. It is the
Oh, okay.
dumbest fucking movie ever, but purposely, and I still found myself laughing. Apollo, on the other hand, kids nowadays, I don't know what their sense of humor is, but he wasn't laughing, but I'm cracking up at all the stuff. I still think it's pretty funny. If you just want a dumb movie to throw into the background,
Yeah.
I love the narrator guy. And
Such
then
an eye
John,
candy.
yeah,
I remember everybody in that movie being hot
oh
as
yeah.
hell.
Um, I can't remember her name, but we're getting way off track. The
Yeah.
actors in it, everyone I remembered was in it, but like, I don't know. I can't explain. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's moving on. Okay, scaredy cat dies.
Kitty Cat dies, so at this point, they're making their way to Wembley Stadium because I guess they put out a bulletin or whatever to get all the uninfected people to the stadium, which I felt like that would be a trick because they've also been given orders to kill everyone, so I'm like, are they just trying to get everyone in one area so they can slaughter them, or have they changed their mind and they're gonna help save people? I'm not really sure. But, they're making their way there, and they find a car, and they're like, "Oh shit, we're gonna get in this car, it's gonna be a lot faster, there's a bunch of infected coming," and the car won't start. And Scarlett's in the driver's seat, won't start. Doyle says that he's gonna get out so they can, like, push start the car. Like, "I'm gonna meet up with you guys later," which how are you gonna how are you gonna do that?
Yeah.
So he basically sacrifices himself, push starts the car, everybody else is going, but the military is coming up and they have fucking flamethrowers,
Yep.
and they're just taking out the infected, and of course, he gets flamethrowered and is on
Yeah.
fire. What a horrible way to go.
I remember when that happened. I wanna say this was my first time seeing Jeremy Renner, or at least the first time, like, I recall remembering him in something, and I really liked his character at the time of watching this movie. Like, I was, like, so upset when they killed him. I'm like, "Yo, he just seemed cool, you know? He's trying to save them," but it's also one of those things in a movie where I'm like, "Oh, well, I mean, hey, look, it worked. It made me like him, and then
Mhm,
you took him out," and I'm like, "Fuck." But this whole scene is, like, foggy as fuck, and I
mhm,
I think, um I think right before that, they know the military's coming around, and that's why he gets out, because we gotta get the car going. So, I think he knew what was gonna happen already, but he was just telling him, "Hey, I'm gonna meet you," and
mhm.
yeah, but he's like, "Nah, dog. Nah." But it was such a just what a fucking terrible way to go.
Yeah. Ugh.
Burned to
I
death.
would say the worst in the movie that I can think of.
You said the worst in the movie?
The worst one in the movie, like, the worst way to go. I mean, like, yeah, it would suck getting the rage virus, but, like, being lit on fire and, like, dying that way, that would fucking hurt.
It's the second. Being strapped to a table and your face being ripped off by your husband?
That's yeah,
You can't move, you just gotta sit there and watch.
that's true, and I don't know.
'Cause didn't he also, wasn't he also, like, hitting her?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, being on fire, though, I feel like she probably died pretty quick, she, like, bled out. I don't know how long it takes to die from fire. I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah, I
that's
guess they're
true.
both terrible.
Yeah.
I hate being hot.
Oh, trust me, me too. Just fucking yeah, I'm right there with you. I I can't stand it. Miserable out here.
Mhm. So, then we end up making our way back to the underground station, which is this is where, D-Rock has some problems with the movie. And one more thing I'll say before I hand it over to you. So, what they're doing, they're gonna take a shortcut through the station to get to the stadium, but it's pitch black. Scarlett has night vision goggles, and they're having to go down some stairs, and there's just, like, all this shit on the stairs. There's, like I think there's some dead bodies, there's just, like, trash. It's disgusting.
I think a lot of it was just dead bodies.
Yeah, so I can kinda see why Scarlett has them walk in front of her, but also it seems like a weird choice.
Yeah,
So, you can take it from here if you would like. I
um,
know this scene bothered you.
this scene bothered me because of the god awful acting from Scarlett. Like, it was
"I got you!
atrocious.
It's okay!"
Yeah, yeah. No, 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 wait, 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 stop, 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 stop. Okay, okay, go, 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 go. Go left, left, left. No, 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 wait, wait, stop, 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 stop. And I'm like, lady, fucking stop. Like, it just, I don't know, man. I would have been like, all right, got kids behind me. Cause she was actually holding, it was a sniper rifle.
Mhm,
It was Doyle's sniper rifle, and she was looking through the night vision scope on it. And, and I think that's why she was having trouble with it too, because maybe it's
mhm,
heavy or something. But, yeah, get the kids behind you, walk forward, tell them, hey, link to the back of my fucking pants, hold
mhm.
each other's hands, we're gonna walk through this slowly. But again, movie logic, they make stupid fucking decisions. But the scene, it could have been so cool, but the acting in the dark was so bad. Um, something we did leave out. Oh no, you kind of mentioned it earlier about Don. kind of always being where the kids are, but
Oh, yeah.
essentially he's kind of following them everywhere.
Mhm.
And he ends up in the tunnel, in that dark area with them. And I want to say it's Scarlet who turns around and sees him, and he attacks
Mm.
her, and he takes the gun, and you're watching it through the night vision scope of him just beating her in the face with it, which is very like intense. I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is brutal. It kind of
Yeah.
made me feel something. I was like, damn. But then somehow Miss Poots, Tammy finds the gun, and
Mhm.
the weird transition of, like, where she was seems like she was too far away, but then she made her way back. I don't know. It confused me, but she picks it up, she's looking around, she looks down with the night vision, she sees Scarlet, her face fucking smashed in. Um, and then she's yelling, "Andy! Andy!" And then
Yeah, they've
somehow
lost Andy at some point
yeah,
during all
yeah, yeah.
this.
Oh, doesn't like, they're walking and they fall down. Doesn't he, like,
Oh,
tumble
yeah,
d
and he, like, goes through some
Yeah.
trash.
Or was it down the escalator? I thought they were going down and he tumbled down. I don't know. Regardless, they lost Andy. And that's the other confusing part is he somehow gets like far away from them, but he's also still in that same tunnel, but it ends up where the train where the tram tracks are and stuff.
Mhm.
And then his dad shows up and he's like, "Dad." And his dad just grabs him and bites the fuck out of him. Then you're like, "Oh no, Andy's infected." And then you're like, "Oh no, wait, his eyeballs."
Yeah, so they do the close-up of his eye, and it's similar to the mom's, like, the veins in the eyeball kinda, like, fill up a little bit red.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's like, yeah, they do have like it's like bloodshot eyes where like the vessels look kind of burst or busted. And yeah, that happens. Uh, I want to say Tammy shows up and I think sees him laying there, or does she shoot her dad?
I think she shoots her dad.
Okay, shoots her dad. Then she goes over there and sees Andy on the ground, and I guess thinks he's infected, but realizes he's not.
Mhm.
And then because like the two kids don't know about this, I don't think they
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, they
Yeah, I
don't.
don't think they've ever told him,
Yeah,
yeah, they
that
have
they're
secret
immune
powers.
or asymptomatic or whatever. That people with eyes like that are carriers. But yeah, they make their way to the field or wherever they're fucking going. Meet Flynn. Flynn's like, "Where's Doyle?" And they're like, "He's dead, bitch. Let me on." And he lets them on or whatever. And then they're flying and they fly over the ocean, going to Paris. And then the movie cuts to black. But then
Then
it cuts to the Eiffel Tower, and then like it cuts to chaotic scenes of blah, blah, people fucking running and chaotic scenes
Rage!
back. Yeah, rage. And cuts to the Eiffel Tower again and them running through the tunnel that's there, and it cuts and it's like basically it ends there where, oh fuck, it left the UK, it's now gonna spread to everywhere. Um yeah, and then that's where this movie ends off. And so we are left to think that it is now going to be taking over Paris and then probably the rest of the world.
Yeah, so when we see the crashed plane, we hear the radio, and I don't remember what they're saying, like,
Oh, that's right. I
"Mayday"
left
or
that part out. I'm sorry. I forgot that.
oh, it's um, you hear the distress signals on the radio, it kinda pans around the helicopter, and you see some of the kids' drawings that, Lynn had. He had, like, a picture of his family and some drawings that his kids did, and they're kinda, like, crumpled on the ground, and there's nobody in the helicopter. So, how I took that is maybe, Andy wasn't really, like, asymptomatic, and maybe he did end up turning and, like, crashed the plane. What do you think?
There are different possibilities. Um, One was it could be that it could have just been a fluke with his mom, or the fact that he's so young that maybe, like, he
He hasn't
wouldn't he
developed.
doesn't yeah, hasn't he's not old enough and his immune system isn't developed
Mm,
long enough to completely
that
keep it
makes
at
sense.
bay. So he's,
Yeah, so maybe instead of 20 seconds to turn, it took him, like, 2 hours or something.
yeah, and, either that or maybe him and his sister shared a bottle of water, and she attacked Flynn, they crashed, something like that. I don't know. Those are my theories right there.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't think about that.
can we pause just for a second?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah,
Let's do.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Where were we?
You did start recording again, right?
I never stopped.
Oh,
I
okay,
just got
okay,
up. Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
So you were giving your theories about what happened on the helicopter as to why they crashed, and
Oh,
that was yeah.
okay. Did you respond to those?
I just said that those made sense. I don't know why I just saw it the one way, like, he was actually infected. I didn't consider, like, some of the scenarios that you said, but,
Uh, okay. All right. I'm just trying to figure out where to pick up.
I guess we could give our thoughts because 'cause we're kinda wrapped up.
Yeah.
I'll
Uh,
break down.
you could start with yours if you want.
Okay. Um, I liked this one. Um, I feel like the more that I sat with it, though, I'm kinda like you. I was like, there's some things that I don't really like about it." I mean, it's by no means a bad movie at all. It's enjoyable. Had a good time watching it. But there are just kinda some things that I feel like were a little sloppy and could have been tightened up story-wise. Like I had mentioned, how they never mentioned that the children might have a cure. Um, what else? I can't remember now, but it just I don't know. I know you had mentioned a thing about the military, which I'll let you get to here in a second, but I kind of thought that how the military acts in this movie because it is the American military, I feel like I wonder if it was kind of a commentary on America because they just come in, they're acting like jackasses, kinda a little overbearing, not really thinking about things. So I wonder if that was kind of a dig at the American military or if I'm looking at it through today's lens. I don't know.
I think it was more so of the time period, and I think this was Sony being like, "Hey, the first one did so good, let's do another one." You know,
Mm,
because I think Danny Boyle and them, and even Alex Garland, they were like, I don't think they had any interest in expanding because they're like, it's just a one off movie. We want to leave it at that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it was along those lines.
okay, so they just kinda slapped it together, is what you're saying?
Sorta, because
Okay.
originally, I think what I read earlier was like originally it was going to be like I think like 29 days later or some shit. It was gonna be like the day after the first movie and shit or
Oh.
something. I don't remember exactly. I can't remember too much about like w- going in, like figuring out what this world was gonna be.
Mhm.
Um, I'm right there with you where it's a fun movie to watch. It's really good, but compared to the two new ones and the original, it is definitely the weakest one. And
Yeah.
I personally 100% agree with you about the American military being in it. That is my like one of my gripes.
Mhm.
Um I'm gonna read my review on Letterbox because I feel like I'll get it out a little better. When I get to the part about the military though, I say something about the dialogue being cheesy, but it's not just that. It's just how the American military is portrayed in our movies where they're just like it's
We're
like
the heroes.
yeah, we're the here. We say, they say like they're, I guess, the army buzzwords. I don't know what to call them, but like
Yeah.
they're terms and shit. But whenever I hear that in movies, it doesn't sound natural. It just sounds like, hey, say that thing that sounds cool.
Yeah.
But so my review is, you know what? Before I get get to my review real fast. Let me start off about when I first saw this movie. Uh, it was I'll never I can't remember what movie I was seeing, but the trailer for this came on, and I lost my fucking mind, Alyssa. I was like, "We're getting another one," because this was pre, like
Yeah.
major news sites, internet where shit spread fast. They were back when they could still keep things under wraps for a while. Um, but I saw this trailer, I was like, "Oh my god, I cannot wait for this." And
Mhm.
my ex, my girlfriend at the time, she was like, she knew how much I love these movies, and she usually, I think she enjoyed like how excited I got about it because with Cloverfield, she was bragging to somebody. She's like, "If you want to talk Cloverfield, go talk to Derek. He's like so deep into it because like Cloverfield's another one we should talk about because that goes
Mm.
deep into like the internet and the marketing and shit for it." But anyway, when this movie came out, her and I went to go see it, and I was being impatient as fuck. And this was before they had like 30 to 45 minutes of trailers. And
Oh.
we got there at starting time. So I think we only had like 3 trailers, but there was a long line getting popcorn and shit. And I told her, I'm like, "Hey, look, I don't want to miss the beginning of this movie. Can you meet me in there?" She's like, "Sure." The moment she said that, I fucking booked it. I was running like the fucking infected at the beginning of this movie. Dude, I ran into the theater, ran up to my seat. I didn't fucking care who was watching me. And I sat down, and the whole movie, I was like, "This is fucking great." I fucking love this. But like I said, the first 10 minutes stuck with me from this movie. It is like, again, one of my favorite openings to a movie. I just want to preface that with this, where I was up there with this movie. I fucking loved it.
Mhm.
Um, and then we jumped to now because that was like almost 20 years ago. Oh, god damn. 20 years ago. I put on Letterbox the beginning, gave it a 3.5, by the way. It would have been a 4, but 3.5 now.
Mhm.
The beginning of this one is one of my all-time favorite starts to a film. That run across the field with the iconic music playing lives rent free in my head. Eh, the rest of this movie made me realize how much my taste has changed as I've gotten older. While I still enjoy it and will defend it, there are things about it that I never noticed before that really bother me now. The part where I say defend it, a lot of people did shit on this movie at one point in time. People are like, the only good thing about it's the beginning. And I'm like, no, there are a lot of good things about this movie. Like the action scenes, granted, it does change tonally from the first one. But anyway, I said, while I still enjoy it, I'll defend it. It's mostly the introduction of the US Army coming in and how integral they are to the story. It's incredibly, I put quotes here, American, and most of their dialogue is cheesy. I wish they could have handled it a little differently and made it feel more like the first one. A lot of the elements were there, but it wasn't enough. I remember thinking the subway night vision scene was so badass, but now I just find that it suffers from the bad acting and awkward dialogue. I almost wanted to skip that part entirely. Yeah, I just wanted to just skip forward on the DVD. My favorite parts of this film outside of the intro is when the dad goes to visit the mom and all hell breaks loose, which is what I said earlier. The flashing lights, the chaos, the idea of being a kid in the middle of all this is terrifying. Even though the VFX doesn't hold up as well as I remembered, I still love that helicopter scene. I truly feel this movie suffers from not having Boyle or Garland involved, like directly involved. And that's my opinion. Because like when we get to years has that style and that flavor that they brought to it where it feels like it's it's it feels like the first one did, where I don't know, it's just something about this one felt more actiony, and just I think that's what it was. It was more of an action movie. But that's how I felt about 28
Oh,
weeks later.
yeah, and that's how we differed on it last time, where I thought this one felt a little more horror movie and you thought 28 Days did. Yeah, I can definitely see what you mean about this one being more actiony. I guess to me, why I initially thought this one felt a little more horror, just because I feel like if a scenario like this happened, yeah, the US government would, mow us all down
Yeah.
to save the few, and I don't know, it felt really scary, like, with the when they're in the lab and, like, all the alarms and the lighting and stuff, it just
Oh,
ugh,
I mean, all that was scary. It was
yeah,
intense. I just feel like there's more gunplay in this one and more like
true, yeah.
again, it's very I don't like that it's, "Oh, America had to come in and save the day." It's like, "No, this is
Yeah.
NATO, like, in years, all the other countries are involved." You know? Like, we'll
Mhm,
get there when we talk about it, but years, it's like, everyone is helping keep things quarantined, and
mhm.
stuff. Um, but yeah, like, as an American, I don't know, me personally, I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of that stuff being glorified, and it's like, I just I don't know, there's something about it, just it's never done well, and it's always just cornbally.
Yeah, so it's kinda interesting that we're talking about this 'cause one of the movie podcasts that I listened to, they decided to watch Armageddon, and one of the hosts had seen
Jesus fucking Christ. I think I know where you're going with this.
so one of the hosts had seen it, one of them hadn't, and so, kinda her review of it, she was like, "It was really hard to watch it through today's lens because it really just seemed like the AI slop that Trump posts, just the very, like, pro-America, like, just goofy bullshit." And I'm like, "Yeah, it really is hard to see stuff like that now and not just immediately go to, 'This is propaganda,'
Yeah.
this is bullshit."
Um, yeah, that's how I feel about it too. I fucking love that movie as a kid. I'll be honest, that song used to make me fucking cry,
Yeah, like, it's so emotional.
and I
He's
will
gonna go to the fucking where the moon? I don't
yeah,
fucking
or the
remember.
asteroid, and go blow it up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's
My boy Bear, oh my god, what's his name? Something Duncan, Michael, something, I don't know. Anyway, I can't remember his name. Guy from the, Green Mile and stuff. I really liked him as an actor.
Oh,
I was sad when he
yeah.
died. Michael Clark Duncan, that's it.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I tried watching Armageddon as an adult because I was like, "I liked this. I loved this movie as a kid. Does it still hold up?" No. No, 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 no. And I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of shit here, but honestly, going back and watching a lot of Bruce Willis movies, I'm like, he's not really that good of an actor. His movies aren't like a lot of them. I don't know. Like, he's a good actor, but like, it's in that movie. I think it's just that whole movie. It's so corny and
Yeah,
just,
I haven't seen a ton of his movies, I guess, but I can kinda see what you mean, like, he's kinda one note.
yeah,
He's just like, "I'm, like, a gruff man."
yeah. And like, it's like, yeah, he plays the same characters, but it's also, it just seems like he's very self aware in these movies. It's like Die Hard made him really popular. I don't know what he was in before that, but Die Hard made him real popular, and that's who he stayed.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I liked him in Fifth Element, and I like him as the voice. Everyone hates the fucking Who's Talking movies, but I love
Oh.
those movies as a kid. But he plays the voice of the main kid in both of them, and I
Oh.
like him in that. I like those. I even like Look Who's Talking Now, which is the dogs.
All I all I I did not know about that one.
Yeah, I think it,
Man, I
if
need to go watch those.
I think it's
All I
Danny
remember
DeVito.
Oh my god, I bet that's awesome. All I remember is that scene with the toilet, and that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yes, yes. Come on, Mikey, come pee in me. I need
Yeah,
pee.
it's so fucking weird.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't realize that my ghoulish boo, Buscemi, was an Armageddon, so
Yep.
I kinda wanna watch it for that reason, but also it's 2.5 hours long, and I'm like, maybe I'll just look up his sa
He's like a sleazeball in it. He likes to gamble. That's where they find him. Like, now don't get me wrong, that movie has its moments where I like getting the team together. I love that kind of stuff because I think they play that what is it? It's not Cream. Uh I can't think of it right now, but it's like what they play in like Ocean's 11 and stuff, I think, and you'd know it when you hear it, but I just love it. They're getting a gang together, they're doing all this, but then everything else in between is just it's too much. Whenever they do that, we gotta save the world. And it's only on us, this one country.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, but although they do have the Russian guy, they meet him up in space. They find him they find him stuck in the fucking what is that big thing up there? The space station, International Space Station.
Oh,
Um but yeah, what did the other person say about it? The person who had never watched it. I feel like we got off of what you were saying, sorry.
oh, the person that had never watched it, that's what she was saying, that it kinda
Oh,
felt like
okay.
an AI swap movie, and then, the person that had watched it before, he had seen it in the movie theater as a kid, and he's, like, our age,
Yeah.
and he was like he totally understood what she was saying, but he kinda had, like, the nostalgia glasses for it, and then, like, he has a daughter, so he was kinda like, "It made me emotional thinking
Oh.
about, like, the father-daughter thing." So, he was still kinda like, "It holds up for me even though it does have a lot of problems," but yeah, it was really interesting hearing them talk about it because yeah, anything with military now, I don't know if we just didn't see that it was, like, weird propaganda back then, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're just so used to seeing it all the time. I don't know. And that's why we never really thought about it. And I guess, being, here I go again on, social media and the internet. It's like it's more in our face and we see it. We're like, oh my God. And now we see the negative sides of it. We were only ever fed the good sides. Like you said, maybe I guess
Mhm.
the propaganda of it. But I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Even as a kid, though, like I did find a lot of that kind of like, there was something about that made me feel uncomfortable, but I could never like put it in words why because I was
Yes,
younger.
I agree. After 9/11, it was so in your face, and it
Yeah.
felt really weird.
How I feel about Armageddon is how I feel about going back to watch Transformers movie. I think I mentioned that once before on
Oh.
here, the Shia LaBeouf one. Uh, I loved that movie. I went and I paid 6 times to go see that shit in theaters because I loved it so much. But watching it now, it's like Michael Bay really fucking leans into the whole movie looks like a goddamn car commercial, lens
Oh,
flare, explosions everywhere. The military, the with the letters pop up on the screen. Fucking Angelina Jolie's dad being the fucking the Secretary of Defense, and I'm just like he's like movie Trump in my opinion. That's who he reminds me of. It's just like a more crispy version of him. But um yeah, I can't watch it for that reason either because the military stuff in it glorifies, we're the badasses. Although I do like those characters, but the way that they present them is just like, stop it. Just stop. Like, do other countries do this?
yeah, how things are now, it feels weird, and, I do not trying to say, like, we shouldn't have a military or something, but I don't know, it feels ick.
No, I understand. I mean, I feel like I feel that way, but I wonder if a lot of mine stems from people when I was in school, like the JROTC people. No offense to
Oh.
anyone who's in JROTC, but a lot of the people I knew were just like, maybe, you like just cringe and, fucking eye rolls. They're like, I was in JROTC. I'm joking. Um, but yeah, like one of my neighbors, I went to school with him. He's a cop now. Go figure. He was in JROTC. Then he joined the military and went over a bunch of times willingly. Every time he came
Mm.
home, he was like, "Look, when y'all want to send people back, let me go." He just enjoyed doing that, and I'm like, there's another couple other guys I know who liked going over there to do it, and I'm like, God. Oh, he's the one I mentioned to you before that tried to get me to join, and I'm like,
Oh,
what the
yeah.
fuck, dude? Had his his superior come and talk to me, and I'm like, I'm just wanting to apply for this job at McDonald's. Please leave me alone.
I'm
uh,
not a killing machine, I wanna flip burgers, leave me alone.
exactly. Uh, But yeah, I've always felt that way, and even now it's hard to see it, and just but yeah, like I was saying, I'm sorry, I got way off topic. Yeah, just people in school, just people I know who are in it. They wear it like, and I don't mean it like they're owed something. I don't mean like, yeah, they go out and put, they put their lives on the line, but it's usually for, dumb shit that we. Shouldn't even have to be doing.
Yeah.
But the ones who make it a part of their personality and they have an ego behind it and they feel like they should be gifted everything and like, oh, I'm in the military. I'm like, motherfucker, I know you were discharged. Like you were like,
You were
this
dishonorably discharged.
exactly. Most of the people I know who have an ego, yeah, I was in the military. I'm like, motherfucker, I heard you were in there for 2 weeks and they sent your ass home.
Oh my god. Yeah, to me, it's just one of those things where I'm like, if women ran everything, we would not have this type of, like, macho military bullshit culture. I feel like if a couple women could sit down, we could probably come to an agreement, and, yeah, people wouldn't die all the time.
Yeah. I just,
Maybe that's just me, but I
no,
don't know. I
I
think things would be different.
I see. No, I mean, yeah, they definitely would be extremely different. But then I wonder if like, if it would go the opposite way of now where like, are men this way because they've always been able to have the control? Like if women had control, would it go that way of where do you get what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm not saying that's what it would be, but I'm wondering if hypothetically, if regardless of someone, because that idea of like someone who doesn't have a lot of money or someone who doesn't have power, when they get that power,
Mm.
they for whatever reason always tend to like not be a good person anymore. So it's like,
Yeah, I
I,
see what you're saying. I feel like it wouldn't be, but
oh yeah,
again, I'm biased.
I like I said, I look at it from both ways. So it's like for me,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm just gonna I'm like, why can't everyone just come together and just fucking get
yeah,
along? Like everyone should be included and involved and talk this out and be like, all right, hey, look, women's rights. Look, this is a shit. Actually, I take it back. It shouldn't even have to be talked about. We're human. We're on this fucking planet. Like, I don't care the color of your skin, your accent, the way you look, your height. I don't fucking care. I'm not judging you uh, other than on your fucking character as a person. I mean, if you're a shithead,
yeah,
you're a fucking shithead and I hate you. But if you're like some cool motherfucker, but you're like 3'2", with like 12-inch feet, I'm like, what's up, dude? Like we'll be
12-inch
homies.
feet? So fucking random.
I was trying to just think of the most absurd thing ever.
Do you remember in the '90s, there were, like, those little puff balls, and they would put, like, googly eyes on them, and then the base were, like, the big feet?
Yes,
You
yes,
know,
yes,
that's
yes,
what it made
yes.
me think of.
Oh my god, that would be really funny. Just I'm trying to
A
imagine
human
just like
version of that.
little clown shoes. But yeah, I just shit like that. I just feel like I agree. I know where you're coming from. I completely understand. Like, and I agree with you, but also my mindset is just like, but everybody just needs to be on the same fucking page.
Yeah, I mean, there are bad apples in every group,
Yeah,
but
I think I just
so do better.
I think it should, things should be different. It shouldn't just be how it is, and it's frustrating. But again, that's just me, and I have my way of thinking where I forget people suck, and I get disappointed a lot because I'm like, oh, that's right. No one is looking at everyone as, as a whole. It's only me and me only. Oh, and you're
Every
white. I like you.
Wait, what?
Oh, I said unlike other people, who are
Oh,
who
I
are
see.
like things are only about me,
Oh,
and only
yes, yes.
me. Oh, and you because you're white, just making fun
Yeah,
of, the white men in power.
yes. The shitty
Yeah.
men that,
Mhm.
probably ordered everyone to be executed in this movie.
Yup. Although it was a black man who ordered it. It was his call.
It was Doyle or I'm sorry, Flynn's call?
No, it was, Idris
Oh,
Elba.
another guy? Oh, I guess I don't remember the other military dudes except for Flynn and
Well,
Doyle.
it's because I don't even know if Idris Elba's character was even on site. because he never left that room.
Mhm.
He was always in there, like the command center room, and he was just watching stuff on the TVs. But yeah, he's the one who commanded them to start killing everybody. You know, the British man posing as an American. Yeah, I mean, there could have been some subtext of like why they were involved, like you said earlier, but I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it was a good watch. I watched all of these with G, and he agreed this was his least favorite. Um, whenever or before we watched 28 Years Later and Boner Temple, I was like, "Okay, this one's pretty good. I wonder how they're gonna top it." And then I was like, "Okay, yeah, they definitely this one's at
mhm,
the bottom."
yeah, I'm very interested to see how you rank the next two. I don't want to know until we talk about them, but I'm definitely interested. Just I'm excited to talk about Years particularly though. Boner Temple's got some really cool shit, but Years just it's got all these elements that I like that just smushed into one. But we'll
Yes.
get there next week. Also, by the way, guys, we're going to be a week ahead of ourselves.
Oh, wait, we're not going to anymore.
Oh, we're not?
Wait, no, because when we were gonna record wait, are we recording tomorrow too? Is that what
Oh, I don't know. I thought we'd try a different day this week, but if not, I mean, we could just skip. We could just do this for this week and
Oh,
then, yeah.
I wasn't sure. I thought that the plan had changed to being back on schedule, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, we could do that later. But yeah, I guess we'll call it here. That's our review of 28 Weeks Later.
Yeah.
It's a good franchise. That's all I'm gonna say. I think it's
Yeah,
great. It's fun.
yeah. I'm
Uh,
excited to see the next one in theater.
oh, me too.
Originally, I had wanted to watch all of them so I could see Boner Temple in theater, but the timing just didn't work out, so I'm glad I'll get to at least see.
Yeah, and knowing you over there, you'll probably get a chance to watch the first one in theater again or something, or maybe they might do a marathon of all of them because
We have everything here. No,
hmm,
not really.
the, the
I
the perks of living in a big city.
I am gonna go watch the first The Fast and the Furious tonight, which I'm excited about. I've never seen it. I may have seen it, but I don't really remember it, so
that
I'm pumped.
that's oh, you said you're pumped.
Yeah.
That movie is so fucking ridiculous.
I can't
I
wait.
did a rewatch of all of them last year
Oh, damn.
except for I couldn't find 8 anywhere. So I didn't watch 8, 9, or 10 or X or whatever. I couldn't find those, but I did a rewatch of all the rest of them, and 3 is still my favorite. 3, Tokyo Drift,
Okay.
is the best one, only because it's so different than the rest.
Oh, okay.
But they do tie them all back together at some point, which is cool. Uh,
'Cause Jamie's a big fan of that too?
no,
I don't know if you Yeah, she loves them.
that's
So you gotta
awesome. I don't know why I'm
yeah.
surprised, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts because of where these movies go if you do decide to watch them from here on out. Because you got the first one. Do you know anything about them? Like, just got souped up cars. We steal
Not
DVDs, and it's a
really.
heist movie from,
I
you
mean, I
know,
know that Ludacris ends up in space.
that's
That's 10, right?
where this movie starts and where it ends up
Yeah.
now is completely different. They go from just being normal criminals stealing DVDs to just fucking borderline astronauts.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Oh my god. They're a level of cheese of where you need to watch it with friends just to fucking laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can cut it here because if not, I'm gonna keep rambling. Fill me in on what you think about Fast and the Furious. I'm excited to hear. Once we're wrapped up with the 28 weeks series / years stuff, we're gonna be watching X and stuff.
Mm,
Do you want to do those next, or I don't know? We'll talk about it. Those will be coming up, but
yes.
that'll be the next like group of movies we watch together and talk about. Because I've never seen them, but she's seen them, and she loves those movies, likes them, enjoys them.
It's kinda I was thinking about it, it's kinda random that I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna choose the X franchise for mine," because I wouldn't even say they're, like, my favorite, but I do love Pearl. Pearl
Yeah,
is one of my favorite horror movies.
I just isn't it called the X trilogy though? That's what I thought it was.
Mhm.
Okay. Just making sure I was saying it right, but yeah, yeah, we'll end up talking about that. The usual spew that I say, go follow us on Instagram at the Nightmare Signal Pod, or send us an email with your thoughts, opinions, reviews, or suggestions to the Nightmare Signal at gmail.com. But yeah, comment, let us know, leave us a review on wherever you're listening to this at. We'd love to hear from you. It'd be great. Shout out to the new follower that I saw. We're going up. We're going up finally.
Moving up in the
Um,
world.
yeah, but yeah, thank y'all for listening. Hopefully y'all are enjoying. Uh, yeah, this is episode 46. We gotta do something big for 50, and then we gotta do something big for the anniversary episode, which is sometime in October. But yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, until next time, my dudes. Deuces.
I dun, 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 dun.
Adios, turd nuggets.